coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. My goodness gracious. Here we go. We are on March 18th, I think today is. So hard to believe we're over halfway through the month, and we finally got a day with no rain or no snow. I think yesterday was our fourth coldest St. Patrick's Day that we've had. So our weather's been pretty crazy, pretty crazy. There's Jeopardy! Yay! Jeopardy's here. So my God, it's the first. I was just talking about it's the first day we can actually do something, man. No snow, no 19-degree temperatures. Yesterday, like I said, was the coldest St. Patrick's Day we've had, like our fourth coldest ever St. Patrick's Day. I mean, we're just trying to get what we get some work done. I mean, that's all we're trying to do, just get some work done. So Mother Nature's not been cooperating, but it looks like today potentially and maybe tomorrow and Friday it's going to really warm up. We'll see how that plays out. So curious to know how it's been going for you guys. And we got some funny things we're going to talk about today. Daniel's going to hop on with me here in a little while, but it's crazy that our start this year has been really, really different compared to most. So we'll talk about that. And I want to see if you guys have had a similar situation. And gosh, I mean, we just got a lot of things going on. Big shout out to all the Turfs Up Radio group that's been on this morning and always on every day. Want to give a big shout out to everybody. And wanted to talk. We're going to talk a little bit about insurance today as well. So we got a lot of things we're going to talk about. So a lot of things, and certainly wanting your input on how you handle some things as well. But God, like I said, I'm just glad to be here on Turfs Up. Daniel had his 1,000th episode on Turfs Up yesterday. So the pump station has done 1,000 episodes, and I don't know if we got any of the corporate executives listening to us. Maybe they give you a shout out on that, Daniel. So that's cool. I would say you're probably leading the pack with 1,000 episodes. Quite a bit, quite an accomplishment. So Daniel is he's as consistent as a good Timex watch, man. So good morning, Seth. Appreciate you listening this morning, my friend. Hope everything's going okay down there, Central Kentucky, for you guys. So, but yeah, Seth, what do you think? Daniel's 1,000th, I can't say 1,000th episode. That's kind of I got a problem saying another word. Documentary. I
There you
always
go.
say
That's
documentary or something. I got just a couple of words that mess me up, and that's one of them. So. But anyways, that being said, I did want to give Daniel a big shout out. And if we had an applause button on this thing, we'd certainly give him an applause button. But hey,
it's okay. I don't do it for the applause. So.
I know, he doesn't do it for the applause. But hey, it's just great to know that you've been just that consistent, Daniel. It's crazy,
I think I
crazy.
remember the first, like specifically the first episode.
Do you
I don't remember what I talked about. I just remember kind of like setting it up and
the first one? Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is pretty neat, man. To say the least. So 1,000 of anything's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. So looking forward to that. So just wanted to give you a big shout out and let you know that everybody at Turfs Up Radio Land appreciates the message that you're sharing for sure. So with that being said, I think we're sitting on about let's see here. I want to know for sure here before I say it. 35 degrees here in the sunny side of Indiana. So 35 degrees, which it sounds like a damn heat wave, be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you think of this weather? Isn't it crazy a little bit? I mean,
I talked about it yesterday. It's crazy. We had a feel like swing of like 65 degrees in 24 to 36 hours, whatever it was, from Sunday
unreal.
to, was it Monday or Tuesday when it felt like it was 10? I think it was Tuesday. So maybe like 36 hours. was 65-degree feel like difference. And I mean, even the real temperature difference of around 55 degrees. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was crazy. And this time yesterday morning, we had light snow and, snow showers around. And
I saw some birds one day, they were flying in one direction. Next day, they started flying back south. So I don't know if they're confused what's going on too,
who
or
the hell's confused?
yeah.
Yeah, they don't know which direction to go. So, ta-da! Damn, only 5% of podcasts make it past 100 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Damn. So there you go, buddy. Whoop whoop. Good job. Good job. So we're all giving Daniel a clap. Yes. Round of applause. Round of applause. Yeah. How's Katie said rephrase that? Whoop whoop. Oh my gosh. So anyways, yep, that's what's going on here today. And hey, I want to give you guys an update too on. I hope your week's going well. I sit here and was talking about mine and kind of belly aching a little bit, but spring is a belly aching time. It is. I get it for most of us, weather wise, and a lot of other things maybe. But hey, stay positive and just get it done, get it knocked out, and that's what we can do, right? I mean, that's all we can do is work within Mother Nature, and whatever she throws our way, we deal with it. But it's like, man. And then yesterday afternoon, I thought, man, we're just gonna do a late start tomorrow. Hopefully, we don't get the snow slash. And it's crazy. Now, I didn't buy into it because I trusted my buddies at BAM on giving us better knowledge. But our local weather forecast, this is why you guys need to think about BAM weather. Okay. Our local weather was, our local weather, I've lost my whole train of thought. Our local weather guys last night were talking about showers, snow showers and slippery conditions and all this shit. And, I thought, why? Why do they have to do that? It's almost the end, and it probably is the end now because it looks like, we're going to warm up to the 80s and then next week warm 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. So we're probably on the last of their sensationalization of weather, but
For snow.
for snow, oh yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Well,
they'll
it's
start doing their
the
storm
severe
dance.
stuff. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's an advertising obligation that's cloaked in an ethical obligation.
yeah,
So, well, I have to tell people in case, they don't know and they're going to go out and they're going to, I mean, that's what they tell themselves. Maybe that's what they're deluding themselves with, but realistically it's I mean, the executives and everybody will
yeah.
know at the top of the food chain at the news station, it's about we got to make people tune in.
Well,
That's the best way to do
no,
it.
that's it. It's all about viewers, and that is right. But that's why I said I like BAM, man. I mean, you just get an honest to God forecast on what's really going to happen and what they think or what they think's really going to happen, without any wrap of sensationalization or, it's good for you, bad for you, whatever it is for you. But this is what it's going to be. You know, and this is what we think it's going to be. So I just, gosh,
I wonder too who, like, as a weather TV weatherman, genuinely the people that are tuning into the weather already 99% of the time anyway understand what the weather is and what it means. Like, they don't need to hear you say that, oh, it's going to be snowy, potentially there might be a few slick spots, right? Like,
yeah,
people get that. They don't need to hear that. They don't need the sensationalization of that.
right.
Or, hey, there's a tornado, you should probably go to your bunker or whatever, right? Like, there's a difference between advice and the word
Sensationalism.
sensationalism as well. But like, it's just such a phony kind of charade that is played.
It is so. But anyways, that's enough. We're not stop picking on the weather, guys. But I'm just glad we're out and about this morning. Hopefully, you guys are out and about this morning, getting something constructive done, and hopefully you're able to. And if not, getting yourself prepared and I know we're on the full launch pad for next Monday. We'll start all of our routes from a maintenance side. So today we're into a few things. We're going to talk about that and talk a little bit about insurance. So hey, let's take a short break. All righty then. Welcome back. Welcome back to Profit Time here on Turfs Up Radio. Yes, indeedy. My goodness, I tell you. I've got so many different things we're going to talk about. Let's just hop into one. One is Toa Tools. I'm looking forward to getting my power bank. We actually invested in some battery operated equipment. Um, and so I'm going to reach out to them and get us one of their power banks to get our equipment recharged. Where we haven't hopped into the lawnmower category of battery operated power yet, none of the big ZTRs, but we did hop into some 2 cycle replacements. So we're going to see how that goes, and I'll keep you guys posted on it. But yeah, we're trying a few different blowers, chainsaws, and we'll go from there and see how it works. About to pull the trigger on some string trimmer, and we'll go from there. So I'll keep you guys posted. So, but I know one thing for sure: we got Toa Tools to fall back onto for reliable recharging. Reliable recharging. So, just curious if any of you guys are going to take the plunge this year into any battery operated equipment, and what's that look like for you? And or you just going to resist as long as you need to resist. But I don't know. Everybody makes their own decisions, their own choices. And, I think, one thing to consider, but this isn't the full consideration, because we're actually going to talk about this in the profit circle in our meeting coming up, our monthly webinar, is from a cost recovery standpoint, calculating cost per hour. And when you look at fuel right now, a lot of guys are talking about fuel, and we had that conversation here on Turfs Up. We're not going to reiterate that whole thing today, but we're looking forward to talking about fuel cost and how, yes, it's a significant part of your business, but on the other hand, it doesn't have to be a killer that a lot of guys are talking about. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that in the profit circle, and for you guys that have a really good handle on expenses, you probably got a good handle on it. You understand it. The message that I'm going to try to get across with this, but the reality of it is, yeah, it's bad, but it's not Armageddon either. I mean, it's not the end of the world with it. So be sure to join us for on our webinar in the profit circle, and if you want to join and see if you like it, just hop on to profitsorus.com, the website. That's profits, AREUS.com, and right there's the link to the profit circle, and you can hop on there with us, right, Daniel?
Yeah, very easy.
It's
Easy to do.
easy. It's like Staples, man. Push the easy button. Push put pushing the easy button, right? So that's what it amounts to. So, um, but anyways, Daniel, I got something I want your opinion on, and you know what I think about this. But the other day, somebody brought it up again about being fully insured.
Mm,
Um, and actually, Brad Stewart, who's in the profit circle with us, and he's been doing insurance for, I don't know, 35 years or so. Um, Going to talk a little bit about insurance for us in there. And then I'm going to get him here on Turfs Up. He's been here on my radio show with me in the past. But it's something, and we're not diving into the fully insured thing today. What we're really diving into today is the need for insurance. And you should have it. If you can't afford the insurance, you can't afford to do what you're doing. Just that simple. And my mom used to always say they were insurance poor, and I feel that way myself sometimes, you know. But you know, it's one of those things that it doesn't matter until it matters. you know, and I don't want you guys tricking yourself out there thinking, oh, well, it's only this, or I only need these limits, or, you know, I'm going to get the minimum that I can get. And I'm not saying you got to overbuy, but certainly you don't want to underbuy, and certainly you don't want to be underinsured and not have the right insurance. When it boils down to work comp, that's a lot of times companies are misclassified into their work comp categories. So just make sure that your agent has you classified properly. A lot of times they want to throw us right into, landscape gardening, and that may be the proper classification for you. But if you're mowing lawns, it's not. Okay, so if you haven't picked anything up from Profit Time here on Turfs Up Radio, and you're one of our new listeners, then certainly check your work comp policy and make sure that you're not paying a landscape gardening rate for the mowing side of your work comp, because there's a different classification available, and it's most company, I shouldn't say most, that's not fair, but a lot of companies are misclassified, and it goes back to the agent not knowing what they're selling, and or not knowing what's available, because we kind of are the stepchild of the industry, if you will, when it comes to a lot of things, to that perception, if you will. So just make sure you've got the right insurance. Even down to not just your things that you think about, like your work comp and your general liability. Gosh, I know it's like something we have at Profits Unlimited that calls errors and omissions. There's a lot of things that are out there, but when you go shopping and the first thing you bring up to somebody is, well, man, this is what I'm paying. Can you beat the price? It's like anything. There's lots of ways to beat a price. But if you have a loss, are you protected against the loss that potentially you may have? And, have you thought about, what happens if your garage burns down or your house burns down and all your equipment's in it? Are you properly insured for that? Or if you got your own facility, how what your scheduled equipment versus your unscheduled equipment. Do you have, your list of those that are unscheduled, and is that amount properly insured? And know that, it's not always about the cheapest price if you've got the wrong coverage. And that just is what it is. And I see a lot of guys that want to get pissed off about it when we have a claim and it's them that's not properly insured. So again, going back to my mom, you can be insurance poor, absolutely. But why pay insurance if you don't have the right coverage? And that's where it comes back to having the right agent that understands the industry, that knows that, hey, this is what you probably need to consider. Now, you're still going to make the ultimate decision as the business owner, right? Of, hey, I just want $1 million, or I want 5 million, or 10 million, 100 million, and whatever it is. That is your ultimate decision. But know that, number one, you're never fully insured. You can be well insured, but not fully insured, because you really never know what the risk is going to be, right? What's the loss going to be potentially? And scenarios can get crazy, I know I got a good friend of mine. She tells me all the time, she's like, Robin, she says, how do you come up with these scenarios? But their scenarios is what they are, things that may not happen, but could happen. And if they do happen, how are you going to handle it? And I think that's something that we try to do, is prepare ourselves against different scenarios that may sound like they're out of the realm of possibility, but can they happen? Yes. Will they happen? Probably not. And where in the middle are you going to meet yourself and the protection of your company to be properly insured? I know some guys do snow insurance, right? and some don't. Again, that's a choice. Some farmers do crop insurance, right? So, and some don't. So it all boils down to, hey, what do you think's best for you, and what do you want to be insured against, and what those limits need to look like are generally not minimum limits. Okay. Um, and I'm really surprised that the most states now, Daniel, this is really true. I mean, this really does surprise me that most state minimums haven't changed in a long time.
Hmm.
But sue happy people and sue happy attorneys, and that's I'm not making fun of attorneys. That's how they make a living, right? You
Yeah.
know, but the claims are bigger and the problems seem to be bigger, but minimums aren't changing much, and I get that. Because again, what's it go back to? It goes back to how much somebody wants to spend or thinks they can afford to spend. But you need to make sure that you're properly insured. That's what it boils down to. And we're not going to beat that horse any harder today.
Well, I think too, from a
But
perception standpoint, especially if you're not insured at all. Like if you're underinsured, but you're saying, "Hey, you're already advertising that you're insured." That's kind of a different story from what I'm going down. But if you're not insured, just by actually being, let's just say in this case, you're properly insured. Just by being insured, you're gonna increase your level of professionalism to many different clients, whether it's commercial or residential.
right,
And obviously, people can feel more comfortable hiring someone, especially, and maybe I'm wrong on this thinking, but like if someone's on my property 30 plus times per year, I'm going to be a lot, even though, let's just say this, I'm going to be a lot more thoughtful on that than if somebody, I can be like, all right, they're here for one day, they're doing a cleanup. Maybe in my mind, I can convince myself that nothing's going to go wrong today, one
right.
time. But if someone's on your lawn 30 times per year, in my head, I'm starting to think that's a lot of opportunity for
Something to
something to go
happen.
wrong,
Yeah,
something to happen. And whether that's, and for you as the business owner, you have to be thinking of that too, from like, if I am, and even from the business owner's perspective, they could convince themselves of this. Okay, well, I'm mostly landscaper. I'm mostly spending my time. I'm not doing a lot of running around and from job to job. So you know what? I don't really have to think about insurance as much because I'm not on the road as much, or I'm not operating, the mowers and heavy machinery as much, or whatever. You can convince yourself of a lot of things, but you add that in, and it's like that boosts your, the perception of your business to the consumer by, I would say, more value than the actual cost of the insurance, if that, makes sense. Or at least to me it would.
right.
As both a business owner, you got to think about it like that, but also as the consumer, I'm thinking about it as just like, hey, this person, not only does that mean, hey, they understand that there are risks and they don't want the homeowner, to take those risks on, but they also understand maybe a little bit more about the business and are more committed to it because they took an additional step in their own business.
Right.
So I think there's just so many layers of added professionalism and perception that
And I think that's
gets
something.
added on.
Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. That's a great point. And that, excuse me, I know that's a point that, you know, when we get part of the price objection, right? Hey, well, you guys are more. And that's one of our scripted responses. Not necessarily we're not reading off paper any longer with it, but we just know that, well, hey, I understand we're not the least expensive service you can hire, but most importantly, maybe are the people that you hire, have you got a certificate of insurance from them? Well, no, I'm not worried about that. Well, you need to be worried about that because if they get hurt on your property, then your homeowners is going to pay for their new foot or their 100% disability
Yeah.
because it
New
occurred
fingers,
on
like
their
Stavi.
finger. You'd be like, Stavi, what was that show?
Pick the roses with,
It's
all right, pick
Stubbs.
the
What
weed,
show was that?
the ringer.
The Ringer. But so it's something that it's not a scare tactic. for you. It's more of a inform your customer. Hey, have you done this? Did you get a certificate of insurance from the person that you're hiring? Well, no, I'm not going to worry about that. Well, you're not going to worry about it till something happens. Chances, and I tell people all the time, chances are nothing's going to happen. But if it does, why should you be responsible for me or my employees on your property?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. The
know,
extra
just turn the light on
three
for
hundred
them.
dollars a year you might spend with my company is going to be a lot less than the $2,000 deductible or whatever when somebody
Yeah,
gets their appendage chopped off.
yeah. I mean, it just happens. It's one of those things where it's not important until it's important, and the reality of it is it's in that it's a valid answer to the price objection. It's one of the valid answers to the price objection, but it's also an educational opportunity for you to help your customers. Is what it, whether they hire you or not, you're the person that's tried to help them understand that there is risk involved when you hire a contractor. You know, I specifically didn't hire a guy to power wash my roof for me because he did not have insurance. He's like, no, man, it's no big deal. No, it is a big. Now, it ain't till you fall off my gosh dang
Well, and
roof.
it's not to him anyway.
You
Like
know,
like it wouldn't be a
yeah,
big deal to him because it's not on him anymore. It's not on him. It's on
you know.
you.
So, anyways, and be properly insured. Know that you're never fully insured, but you can be well insured, and make sure your work comp classification's right for you guys that are mowing. So if you don't do anything else today, look up your work comp, and you say, "Well, Wayne, I don't have work comp. I don't have to have it." Okay, well then you don't need to be in business if you don't have work comp. You need to have it. You need to have it. What happens if something happens to you? Just because you're a single operator doesn't mean you need to forego the work comp. Okay. But make sure that they got you in the right classification. A lot of companies, like I said, and I'll repeat it one more time, and that's it, I promise. Uh, uh, they put you in landscape gardening as a mowing contractor, and it's a higher rate than the Parks 9102 category for that you could be in for mowing. And then the bigger your company gets, then you get to segregate those classes. They're or that's what they're called. Those segregation of work classification codes. Okay, so you've got some landscaping, you got snow, you got you know fill in the blank, holiday lighting. There's a lot of different classifications, and just make sure that you're out there and you're properly classified. So let's take a short break. Seth said insurance and work comp, rather have it, not need it, versus needing it, not having it. True that. He also said very impressive vitamin D.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so it is, to say the least, man, to say the least. But hey, like I said, we're out doing pre-emergent today and doing it hard. And when I say hard, we've just thrown a lot of resources, a lot to it, and trying to get our beds treated, and going out and got a lot. We're trying to get a lot of lawns treated today and tomorrow and Friday, trying to put a good dent into this round one that we're trying to get accomplished here. So, yeah, knock on wood for us that that goes well today, and I knock on wood for you guys that your day goes well today. So I know we're excited about getting rocking and rolling here next week and starting on our regular rounds. We're going to be like 70s, and I think 70s, maybe 80 Saturday or something. I don't know. So um, we'll see. We'll see. Looking forward to that nice weather to come rolling around. I went to Evansville yesterday and went out to Scotty's Lawn Equipment to pick up some equipment that we got from those guys, and um, equipment, meaning two cycle type equipment and stuff from their open house. They have an outstanding open house, and they just get awesome support from uh, all their manufacturer reps and their distributors. Um, uh, Echo, Steel, Toro, Skag. I mean, it's just unreal what they do out there in a day as far as pricing goes. And went down there, Daniel, and I got me a broad truck full of stuff back.
There you go.
There you go. So they always make it they always make it really nice and a really great opportunity for contractors to save some money. And like they say, you're gonna buy it anyway, like your weed eater line, your 2 cycle mix, things like you're gonna buy it anyway. You might as well take advantage of it. um, so we'll see. Craig just sent me a picture. Very nice. He got a that a boy from his customer and said, 2 pictures, and it says, "Hi, Craig. Just wanted to let you know our grass has never looked so good." That always makes you feel good because you do certainly get the other ones too, where they
Mm-hmm.
send you a picture of a dandelion in their yard and say, "My yard looks terrible compared to all my neighbors." You get out there and they got 2 dandelions or something going on in it. But good, Craig. Keep up the good work, my friend. That grass looks green. Looks really good. I guess things are looking good down there in the Charlotte area, and the grass is looking green for sure, buddy. So nothing better than a satisfied client, and looking real nice. So keep up the good work, Craig. Keep up the good work. It's always fun to get some good comments, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah,
You know,
definitely helps out
yeah,
the morale.
it certainly does. Good for morale. Good for morale. So, but speaking of morale, we glad to get everybody in here today working and out and about. And whew, I know. I'm curious. Somebody let me know. Are you guys out working today? If or when's your kickoff? 502-550-8307. That's 502-550-8307. Feel free to reach out and let me know. Let me know. And big shout out to a young man that came in today. Was his first day here with us at WLS, and very very courteous and young fellow, teenager, just graduated high school, and, yeah, graduated early. Yeah, he was yeah, graduated a year early out of high school, and looking forward to helping that young man, achieve some goals for his. Uh, Seth says it's Mulch Wednesday for him. Looking good, Seth. I see you, buddy. He's out mulching, hammering it out hard. I like that lawnmower you sent me too, Seth. That's looking pretty good there, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's hilarious, hilarious. But yeah, looking forward to Caden joining our team here and learning. He seems like he's willing to learn and seems genuine too, doesn't he, Daniel? Heck, this courteous teenager, hire him immediately. True that, man. I mean, this guy, and not once did he get on his phone while I was talking to him. I didn't even see a phone,
Yeah.
you know? So, and, so I don't know. Maybe every once in a while, they say a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. This guy might be really good for us and really good for him to be here. So, he's ready to rock and roll. So I'll keep y'all updated on him. And then we got another fella that's been with us now a few weeks, Destin,
Mm-hmm.
that has been to work each and every day as requested. And so looking forward to him. Now he comes to us with quite a bit of experience, so which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes you got to change old tricks, but I think he's going to be okay too. So we'll keep you posted on our new hires, and you keep us posted on yours, and we'll see how it goes. Curious how you guys are doing with that. Are you looking for help this year, or are you good where you're at? So um, you never know. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of Cracker Jacks. You can hope, and you have the best. We're not getting into hiring strategies today, But you know, you can have a really good plan in place, but you never know till somebody actually comes to work and starts, you know, doing a few things, and you learn about their personality that way a lot of times too. But I think and you know, that's a funny thing about these two guys that we've that have joined us here that we've put on. Um, they both seem to have good personalities and work ethic, but they're completely different personalities.
Yeah,
You know, um,
that's
so
true.
we'll see, we'll see. So Corey, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Corey said it's Rehab Wednesday for him. Had his procedure done, so said his medicine's working good. So put that out there for all you guys. Give Corey a little divine intervention and help. Just I will wish him the best of luck. So, Corey, glad you're listening. Hope that recovers fine, and hope your medicine keeps doing well for you. Very important. So, we got Katie here with us for a minute. Katie wanted to hop on for a second and share some insights with us.
Yeah, well, it's not really an insight. Just if you're, for whatever reason, not working today slash not doing anything in the next hour, I'm participating in a webinar and like a purely a participant. I'm not presenting or anything, obviously, about the science behind landscape lighting, like how it helps your mental health and things like that.
Yeah,
So if you're not doing anything, hit me up. I'll send you the link and you can hop on and enjoy that with me. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. So we'll
that's
see.
gonna be pretty cool
Yeah.
idea. So the psychological aspect of landscape lighting.
Yeah, like some science behind,
Yeah,
like obviously not how it works, but
yeah, that's
it
interesting.
helps me become a better salesperson and understand that side of our business a little bit more,
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
that's coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is like 10 minutes from now. So again, if you're interested, shoot me a text or shoot Wayne a text and I'll get the link over to you.
yeah. Well, thanks, Katie.
Okay.
That sounds good. So
Okay, bye.
speaking of sales, bye. I'm trying to catch up to her and Kyle a little bit here. I did, you know, last week. Remember, I shared with you guys that I was over for the day. I think it was 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, whatever. But then I got me 3 or 4. So uh, it's coming along, coming along. So they're not kicking me too hard as they were. So I still got pride in trying to stay in the hunt with them. So we'll keep that up. So, but hey, one thing I want to talk about a little bit today in the last few minutes that we got here is something that you guys can believe, I'm sure, and I can definitely believe it. But I got a phone call yesterday, and I couldn't hardly believe it, Daniel, that it was true. But it is. And he said, Wayne, he said, you know, you're not going to believe. You're not going to believe what I just left from. I said, what's that? And he's like, man, I just went over to this facility to bid this property, and it's 33 acres, 33 acres of grass. Okay, most of it's mowing. Okay, most of it's finished mowing. Okay, so and it's not a lot of trimming, he said, but it's 33 acres of turf to mow. And he said the winning bid, and I know this doesn't mean anything to some of you guys listening because you don't mow grass, but the winning bid was $15 an acre.
Someone should really be embarrassed by that.
I mean, a little over like $15, 50 something like that.
Oh, well, it's fine then.
You know, 33 acres of mowing. I mean, even if they're mowing with 72-inch lawnmowers at an 85% efficiency factor, production's going to be about 3 acres an hour. So you're going to have 11 hours of time just on mowing. You can't do that for $15 an hour. Not lawnmower, labor, additional overhead. You just can't do it. And, the funny thing about it is these guys are going to do it, and they did it last year at that rate. But that's why they're working daylight to dark 6-7 days a week. It's because they don't know what they don't know. And that's just an unreal number. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine how in the world they think they're going to survive in that scenario. I mean, I don't even want to know. I do want to know. I would love them to explain how they think they're going to do it, but I could show them in less than 10 minutes on how they can't do it, how it's not going to make sense, And also, in order to get the contract, they threw in mulching around the building, the main building. So the mulching is just going to be done just because. I share that with you as a going away story today. A lot of us are out there right now bidding properties. A lot of you guys are going to be bidding more properties in the near future. But the reality of it is there's no way to mow 33 acres of turf for $500 a week and justify it as even being close to the right answer. I don't care if you're a one truck operation. I don't care if you got your 8-year-old son out there mowing it, because that's probably what's happening, and I'm not making fun of somebody's got their kids working, but I mean, you'll get my comparison, and Fred's exactly right. Fred says the buyer is just as incompetent. I mean, that's the reality of that. That's where the buyer should be smarter than the contractor. I'm going to say that again. That's where the buyer should be smarter than the contractor, because the buyer knows that when somebody is that much under somebody else. Now, here's the bad part of that. No, these guys come with good references. So it's buyer beware, but, obviously they're going to chance it, but they evidently mow quite a few of the factories in that area. So they're doing it. They're not making any money doing it, but they're doing it, and they're just continuing to prostitute the market down lower and lower, and the market goes backwards. And that's one of the things that I've talked about on here, and I talk about a lot, and is the progression of the market a lot of time does go in the wrong direction. And I mean, it just does. So let's get yourself out of that spiral. Hell, you hear guys talk about it now. They say, get out of the race to the bottom. We've been talking about the race to the bottom since 1990 at Profits Unlimited, because I'm going to tell you, Wayne Vose was on the fastest train he could find to the bottom, until I finally realized that I couldn't do stupid things like this if I wanted to be in business and stay in business. That's the thing, guys. Contractors have this mindset that, well, I'm in business. I've been in business 5 years. It's working. Well, yeah, but when you got to work daylight to dark and but I love it. I love it. Well, I'm going to tell you, you can love it, but make some daggone money at it, because that's what it's really all about. It's fine to like what you do or love what you do. And I know they got all those sayings about, love what you do and you never work a day in your life. But it's a whole lot easier to love something when it's very profitable. I'll tell you that too, because I've lived on both sides of profitability, and it's a whole lot more fun on this side than it was on the other side.